Welcome to the second part of Acing your interview. If you haven't seen the first video, click on this link to see it. Now let's dive in. One of the worst things you can do to yourself during an interview is to focus on negativity. Never find yourself in a place where you are bad-mouthing your previous company, your previous employer, your previous boss, no matter what the situation is. Rather, focus on the positive aspects of your previous role. Focus on the experiences. Focus on the opportunities that it gave you. Then delve in on the challenges of the job and how you learned from those challenges to grow into the professional that you are right now. If there are mistakes that you made, emphasize on how you learned from those mistakes and your resolve not to repeat them ever again, even in this new role. Focus on those positive aspects. Never dwell on negatives. Because if you do that, your employer will be thinking, this is how he's going to badmouth me in future when he's interviewing for another role. Don't do that to yourself. Now, if you think that you're not a perfect match for the role that you're interviewing for, or maybe you are just transferring jobs, your previous role, you want to transfer to a new role that is entirely different, not linked to your previous role, relax. What you need to be focusing on is the skills that you can transfer from your previous role into your new role. Focus on those transferable skills. Focus on your potential and the fact that you can learn on the job. Don't just state it. Emphasize that with examples. Show them how you learned a skill in your previous role on the job and how you learned it quickly, adapted it, and perfected the process. And how you're going to replicate that same process in this new role. In fact, how it's going to become more seamless because you've done it before. Show them by telling them stories. So remember, don't sell yourself short. There is a reason why you are invited for the interview. They saw something. So don't sell yourself short. Focus on your potentials rather than on your paper qualifications. When you are talking in an interview, strike a balance between being detailed and being concise. This is what I mean. Don't go about rambling about your grandmother's recipe. Except, of course, you're interviewing for a chef position. But if not, don't tell long, unnecessary stories. Focus on stories that emphasizes your skills and your experiences. At the same time, being concise enough. Have it as a rule of thumb not to talk more than 1 or 2 minutes for any question. The more you talk, the more probability that you're going to make a mistake. And if you make a mistake, somebody can lash on it. And the whole process can go south from there. So make it concise, at the same time detailed. I hope you get the point. At the end of the interview, you will be given opportunity to ask questions. Now, plan to ask insightful questions. This is what I mean. Ask questions that show that you have researched about the company. Ask questions that show that you've been actively listening during the interview process. For instance, I read in your company's website that your mission statement is XYZ. How does this role plug into fulfilling that mission statement? Questions that show that you are actively engaged in the interview process. This will show the interviewer that you are not just attentive, but you're smart. You are interested in the job. It enhances your chances. Now, after the interview is over, don't just go home and relax. No. Do a thank you follow-up email within 24 hours after the interview, emphasizing how grateful you are that you were given opportunity to be interviewed for the role, emphasizing how your skills, your qualifications, and your experiences match with the role of the job. These tips will help you not just to ace your interview, but to land your desired role. Like the video, leave a comment for us, how this impacted your interview process, and then subscribe to our channel. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.